here if we're live or not. Alright, looks like Restream is working. And let's see the state of the stream on YouTube. First, gotta preview this stuff and then go live. You might hear the burb in the background. Yep, perfect. Everything is working just fine. So let's not spend our bandwidth to download the video, and let's begin the stream soon. Oh, wow, actually we're live. Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Stefan, and welcome back to part 1, I suppose, but this is going to be the only part of the Determined Exterminator Doomsday start. Yep, in this video, we're going to be playing as the Revenger of the Toaster, and this is going to be probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, builds to rush other people in the early game. As you can see here, this build is made specifically for rushing, and virtually everything on it is meant to rush someone down. You see, we have Determined Exterminators. This is going to be the cornerstone of this build because it will allow us to total war and destroy everyone. Rock Breakers will help us out with getting more minerals, and with more minerals will come more alloys. Yeah, pardon the burb, she's really feisty today. Anyways, other than that, we have the best machine trait, emotion emulators on the toasters, mass produced for extra pop growth, super conductive for extra energy, because energy is very important and we're already getting plenty of minerals from rock breakers. Otherwise, we have high bandwidth and repurposed hardware, because these two are pretty much free picks. Now, instead of going for high bandwidth, you can also go and select luxurious. Now, luxurious will consume more alloys. However, early on, you only really have 3 replicators that are doing anything, and therefore, you're only losing about 0.6 alloys per month due to luxurious. And later on in the strategy, you'll see that this does not matter whatsoever. But for now, we'll just go with high bandwidth because Empire Sprawl is so broken in this update, and it's basically just a free pick. Anyways, let's select done. These are the settings, and we're actually going to be doing this on Grand Admiral, the hardest difficulty setting in game and without any scaling. So yeah, I'll just demonstrate this build in the worst possible scenario. Let's play. Alrighty, so now that we have started, let's check out. Oh my god, this is disgustingly good. So we have a single choke point, and yeah, this is disgusting. Alright, let's proceed. So obviously we're going to go ahead and survey systems, and we're actually only going to want to select systems up to the choke point. We're not really going to want to expand too much because expansion costs alloys and influence. And instead of doing that, we can just build some ships and take others' systems for free. Now, unfortunately, we don't have blue lasers in our tech tree right there, but we do have correct hull points, and we do have extra edicts. We're going to want to use some edicts later on once we actually start going to war. For now, though, we can see that we have the Doomsday start on our capital, and once we start the game, you will see that the end is nigh. So, earthquakes and volcanic activity are going to cause this planet to self-destruct in roughly 35 to 45 years. However, by that point, we should be completely off the planet, and we should be good to go. For this, we get a bunch of alloy production, a bunch of minerals production, and a bunch of energy production. And this is exactly why this Determined Exterminator build is the best rush build in the game. That is because you get plus 30% to everything. Everything, because Determined Exterminators only use these 3 things. Now, Machine Empires normally would also just use alloys, minerals, and energy credits. However, you won't be able to rush someone down with a regular machine. So to start off, we're gonna go ahead, buy some minerals, select, okay, we cannot select any traditions just yet. Instead, we're just gonna wait and see. Wow, 2 planets, really? Now, we're not actually gonna want to go ahead and colonize these planets because they're not gonna give us anything. Early on, they're only gonna be an expense, and so it's gonna be all good. By the way, this bonus to Doomsday is gonna grow over time, so that's gonna be quite nice. Anyways, Now that we have enough minerals to actually build something, we can go ahead and build an alloy foundry. We're going to have plenty of alloy foundries by the time it's over, and that is so that we can get as much alloy output as possible to rush down as many people as possible. Raven Chantor. Okay, who are you sacrificing to our Jesus? You've got to be rigging the game or something. No, you saw in the beginning of the live stream that I just loaded up a brand new game, and in fact, it might just be the burb that has blessed us with this spawn. Now, of course, it's also possible. Oh my god, this is also a single choke point. Okay, never mind. I take that back. Something's rigged. This is not normal. This is not normal whatsoever. Anyways, the burb has blessed me, and so we're gonna succeed. Now, granted, there's about a 99.9% chance that we're gonna spawn next to a Federation, and we won't be able to actually rush someone down. So, yeah. If you experience stuttering, it might be on your end because so far it seems to be going smoothly. Also, hello to everyone on Twitch because we're streaming this live stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time using Restream.io. The last stream was not on both platforms because I had some issues, but now everything has been resolved and you can tune in on Twitch as well. On Twitch you can find me, it's just going to be Stefan Annan as on YouTube. Gilles Le Breton, yeah, at least there won't be a machine uprising, because we are the machine uprising. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm suddenly releasing all these streams, the reason for that is the game has just come out and there is a lot of demand for this sort of thing. However, next week I'll tone down the amount of live streams and it'll probably be 2 live streams per week. One is going to be some special build and the other one is going to be a weekend multiplayer game. I may or may not stream tomorrow's multiplayer game. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. But yeah. We're going to have a multi-game anyways on the Discord server, so please go ahead and join that. It's in the description. Armor Singeshin Manstein, where'd you get the burb? I need one. These spawns are just too good. Well, what happened is I went to the pet store and I got myself a cutie. Yeah, she's a very cute burb and she's also very aggressive. So I think that's why she's blessed. Because unlike my previous burb, I had a burb before this one. She's extremely hostile. Like she's extremely hostile. To the point where she bites me, even though I had her for what 3 years now. Yeah, she still bites me whenever she sees my finger. Like she gets on it if I offer it nicely, but she bites me if it's anywhere above her toes. So clearly I am unworthy of the burb, but the burb still gives me blessings such as this thing right here. This planet is basically just free batteries, so we'll take that. Yeah, the brokenness of the start cannot be understated. Also, as you can see here, what we're doing right now with the uplink node is replacing it with a simulation site. As a determined exterminator, we don't exactly get a lot of Unity production early on, and we need Unity production to be able just to get our certain traditions, especially for the Supremacy Tree. Supremacy Tree will allow us to get some pretty serious bonuses to our fleets, and we can't really do this build without it. Commander Umar, in the MP, we generally don't rush people down in the first 30 or so years. Because if you rush someone down within the first 30 years, you're a bit of a dick. That's all I have to say. You can do it, but if you do, you would be rushed down by literally everyone else in the MP.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Alright, let's move on. And let's build a couple armies, since we have the resources and we have the primitives to conquer. Alright, all of these are useless. Yes, we can go for extra ammon cap because we're going to be going over our Empire Sprawl quite a bit in this video. Early on, Empire Sprawl is not going to matter too much, and even though we do have plus 100% penalty to everything, it's not really impactful. Mikhail D. Gestalt. Wait, is this? Hold on. Is this a Gaia? Oh no. Okay, if we get blocked in by a fallen empire, that's actually gonna be pretty spicy. But this is definitely a holy world. Or is it? Wait a second. Doesn't have the holy world modifier. Let's continue on, and we're gonna see. Also, what is this? What is this? Okay, so we have a choke here, we have a choke here, and we have a choke here. Bruh. Like, this is beyond God tier as far as spawns go. Yeah, back to the question. Mikhail D. Relic worlds cannot be restored by Gestalts. If they were able to be restored, the game would break immediately. Commander Umar, this would have been an amazing Tal run. Like, okay, so we have found Xenos. Oh, but these Xenos are not hostile Xenos. We can't really purge them. Alright. Please, please, no Holy Empire here. Okay, neutral wormhole. I'll take that. Let's continue exploring. Let's also get our ships going to start conquering Riador. Normally, it's not worth it to get other planets with this rush build. However, since primitives are basically free and will allow us to take this planet without colonizing it, I'll take it. Also, we have blue lasers and strikecraft. Ha. Anyways, now we're gonna go ahead and replace this thing. So, now, if you're playing efficiently, you don't want any hunter-seeker drones on your planets, and you don't want any unnecessary pops. So we're actually going to replace one of our replicator jobs with an alloy plant. That is going to be more alloys for us, and the reduced growth is not going to matter too much, because right now the main priority is not growth. Our main priority is taking planets from others. All right. Can this guy discover someone? Come on. Now I know we have very smart orc curators, but we gotta find some Xenos to purge. Need more batteries, you see. In fact, let's take these batteries first and foremost. They don't have any armies, so this is gonna be a cakewalk. All right, we have taken this planet, and we have discovered Xenos in another system. Ah, perfect. These are the Xenos we can make into batteries. Wonderful, wonderful. Alright, let's continue surveying this way, and let's try to get as close to them as possible. For now, though, we're gonna just stockpile alloys and continue on with our tradition tree. Commander Umar, this is literally the one situation where we don't want to resettle the pops of the homeworld, because our homeworld will blow up in 35 years. Oh, actually, Umar, energy bonus Doomsday applies to the purge. Okay, never mind. Let's do this. Let's try that out. Oh, hey, it does. Unfortunately, they do have a penalty from low habitability, so resettling them here was not too good of an idea. But they all will all die before Doomsday actually takes place, so this is fine. We're not actually going to want to survey the Xenos ourselves. We're going to want to wait for the Xenos to discover us. Because that way we're going to save on science. There's also the Gruner ruins over here, which we could potentially excavate to get a few minor artifacts. And in fact, yeah, why not? Let's do that.
Construction complete.
Yeah, these guys are gonna get it. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do is spam corvettes, I suppose. Once we get blue lasers, it's gonna be all over for those guys.
Situation log adjusted.
Sublight exploration probes, what?
Situation log adjusted.
Oh god. Well then,
Situation log
I guess we're gonna have to just go around it. We're not really gonna want to take care of it at this point in the game, because it is gonna consume some fleet power.
Situation log adjusted.
Alright, let's get a researcher going. Spark of Genius, of course, of course. This start is beyond ridiculous. We have already discovered that. Excavate site. And let's build another alloy foundry on this planet. Well, why not? Actually, is that a good idea? It's probably not a good idea because these pops will decline very soon. So we're gonna hold off on that and just spend resources elsewhere.
Construction complete.
Otherwise, we have to wait 21 months and then we can start spamming fleets and then we can take these guys out easily. First though, we're gonna have to recover this probe and actually send a science ship over here, because if we don't send a science ship over here, our fleets won't be actually able to pass through these systems, and that would be unfortunate. Because I would just be holed up right here and wouldn't be able to do anything. Yeah, Drello, yes, this is being done in Grand Admiral, and so far it's looking quite easy, because the start that we got was blessed by all of the gods that exist in this universe. Come on, blue lasers, we need you. We need you. We need you right now.
Construction complete. Situation log.
It looks like there's been another probe discovered. Let's research that, because this is gonna give us survey info on the entire system. After that, we're gonna go and just explore all the way up to here, and by that point, we should be able to build a massive fleet to take out the enemy. Yeah, Commander Omar, no time for tech or Ammon Cap when you want to rush. Empire Sprawl is going to give us some penalties to tech and tradition cost, but overall, it is better to just increase tech and tradition at this point rather than trying to counter the extra Empire Sprawl.
Special project complete.
Okay, this is silly. This is another batch of batteries right here. This is straight up silly. Game, you didn't have to do this to me. You didn't have to do this to me. I was supposed to showcase how this is a strong start, but you're just showcasing how the start that I got is extremely overpowered. God, this doesn't even go to show you guys how overpowered this rush build is. Like, afterwards, you're just gonna come up with an impression that I won this because the burb has blessed me repeatedly. I don't want that impression.
Technological acquisition.
Alright, there we go.
successful.
Blue lasers have been researched. And now we can finally build our corvettes. All these are going to have pure blue lasers and a little bit of deflectors. Everything else is going to be basic. So we're going to do this. We're going to upgrade our fleet. And we're going to spam corvettes. Yep. Spam corvettes. Now, unfortunately, with our position right here, it's going to take a while for the corvettes to get to the enemy.
Technological acquisition.
So
successful.
reinforcements are not going to be an option this war. So we're going to have to do this perfectly right off the bat. Unfortunately, they're expanding towards us, so I guess that helps us out. Do. Fleet is getting built, slowly but surely. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of ships in this fleet. Meanwhile, conditions are worsening on Unit 001. And, yeah, things are looking to go south. No matter, we'll be able to conquer these guys' planets and just take them out. Unfortunately, they seem to have contact with another empire, which may or may not be very bad if it decides to attack us. After all, this is Grand Admiral, and they can potentially grow very, very fast, to the point where they could actually just beat us in year 20 or so, after we beat these guys in year 10 or 12. Let's go for year 12. All right, ships are getting built. And the toasters will have their revenge. For now, we should choose technological ascendancy here. And we now have access to war doctrines. War doctrines are going to let us move a little bit faster as we deploy here. And afterwards, we're going to have access to no retreat. No retreat is going to give us extra ship fire rate. And that is going to be just plain amazing. Come on, fleet. Get built faster.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Oh wow, this guy's too scared to go over here. Alright, let's see here. Let's make him route around the salvage fleet. I think I'll just take out the salvage fleet as I go through. Why not? No, actually, we don't really need to explore over here, because we'll be able to just come in and sweep them. Nice. Svan, I did mention that multiple times.
System survey complete.
I really dislike gene clinics, and that is for a good reason. That is because gene clinics suck. The thing with gene clinics, okay, let's not build too many ships. Let's actually build one more ship. The thing with gene clinics is that, yeah, over time you will get more ships. You will get more pops rather, and you do get some amenities from the job. However, you don't really get enough amenities to make it worthwhile, and the pop growth is pathetic. Like 5% extra pop growth per pop is nothing that you should be concerned about. Thank you, Nick Brinewood. I appreciate the support. Hopefully this video does not get demonetized for all the talk about purging Xenos and such. Let's move on. Fortunately, with this Gale Speed ship and the stance of rapid deployment, we should be able to get to this guy in time. Hopefully he doesn't make a defensive pact or something. So far he's inferior, and we gotta catch him while he's off guard. Wow, this is a completely empty system. Yes. Now, we're not going to want to war deck this guy at any point before the war actually begins. Instead, we're going to want to go right to his border and just attack him. The only thing that could potentially prevent a victory is this guy. If he just shows up, we might have to war deck him as well. And I really would rather not do that, because 2 wars at once is hard even for this build. Because after all, we are dealing with Grand Admiral AI here. Alright, let's see here. Moment of truth. Alright, they don't have a station yet. They're just building one, so I think we'll be able to invade just fine. So let's go to Krakow. And if they don't discover us, we'll be good to go. Alright, all I need is for the transporter fleets to also jump in, because without transport ships, we won't be able to do anything with this. Okay, please don't discover me. Please don't discover me.
Technological acquisition successful.
Almost there. Almost there. Thing is, if this guy discovers us and teleports our fleets out, it's game over. So let's go for this. Clear war.
Diplomatic alert. War protocols initiated.
Jump forward 1 day and invade. Boom. There we go. I really don't want to get kicked out of this. Perfect. We're in.
Hostile stationary.
And now this guy is equivalent to us. We might have to either divide his fleet or do something else that's really devious. For now, we'll take Hadlus and claim some batteries. Alright, League of Mishir. And yeah, these guys will be cutting us off. Might want to war deck them right after this. Actually, they will be a better target to war deck right now, but unfortunately, we already declared war on one empire. Alright, now that we have options with traditions, let's actually go for expansion, and soon we're going to want to focus on that entirely. We're also going to unemploy one of our... Actually, we're not going to unemploy anyone. We have plenty of alloy production, and let's actually build some more ships. Just that we're able to take out the other guy as well.
Alert. Hostile fleet.
Alright,
assets
hostile
detected.
fleet assets detected. Yeah, we should be fine. They have less ships, we have better ships. I could go for the doctrine to get us extra fleet power,
System survey complete.
but I think we'll be fine. Yep, we're gonna be fine. This guy is now inferior, and we have pretty much won through one decisive battle.
Technological acquisition
I'm gonna
successful.
attack NATO as soon as possible. That way we can cut off his fleets as they come back to the station.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's see here.
Assets engaged.
Hostile fleets. Fortunately, we're able to cut off some of his ships, and before they repair, we're gonna be able to strike them. Actually, they're running away. Alright, we're gonna have to chase after them just to make sure they don't rebuild and reorganize. Alright, let's continue on. For now, this guy should attack the planet. We have plenty of army power. That's not gonna be a problem. Let's see, do we have enough to take this out? I'm not entirely sure, actually.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated.
Let's make sure they attack us. And
Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
yeah, easy victory. Alright, there we go. Send in these ships. And we've basically won this war. Alright, so now we can go and do some other stuff. And after this war, and a potential quick war with these guys, we should be fine to just expand and resettle all our pops from the air system. We also want to take these batteries right here, so let's not forget about that. Do this, do this. Since this fleet is aggressive, he's gonna automatically invade
Spaceport
this planet. And everything's alright.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated. Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
Perfection. With Gorm, we actually have two systems. And let's resettle some pops. So let's resettle some pops over to Unit 01. And keep a pop on this planet just so that we can keep it without recolonizing it. Let's see, we don't have any drones on this planet as well. So let's resettle some toasters and get some pops onto our main planet. That's gonna be fine. Now there's gonna be some growth going on in this. Right? Pops aren't just gonna be working artisan jobs, right? Okay, perfect. Now we have replicators, and this colony is gonna grow. Let's take a look at our other fleet. It seems to be doing very well. These guys are still sending ships at us, except this is quite pathetic. Yeah, this is the last throw of a dying Grand Admiral Empire. Easy win. Alright, we might not have wanted to engage at this point. We might have wanted to just repair our ships before this, but honestly, this is fine. They also have 2 planets over here, and one of them just got finished colonizing. Wonderful. Let's land armies there and bombard the other one.
Planetary pacification protocols initiated. Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
Alright, let's see here. These guys are still inferior, so we're going to want to deploy forces and attack them. Meanwhile, we can take over these damn primitives. Wow, wow, okay. I see how it is. So we had 24 batteries on this planet, and these damn humans just nuked themselves. They just nuked themselves to death. Come on. Like, I was almost there. I was almost about to take over this planet, but no, they had to do this. Ah. Damn flashbacks. Damn flashbacks. Also, Armageddon stance against early colonies. Yeah, this is it's quite devastating. We're gonna want to do this, then repair our ships at the shipyard, and then attack with 2 fleets at once. At this point, these guys are still inferior, so this is gonna be all good. At this point, we can probably use these transport fleets to attack these guys instead. Alright, now we have completely decimated. Well, not decimated, annihilated these guys. In case you guys don't know, decimation means a reduction by 10%. So a usage of decimation like, oh, they've been decimated, is actually incorrect. Quick tip of the day. Let's also set the home base of these guys over to Inato, just in case we have to retreat. Although I severely doubt we will at any point, because these guys are still inferior, and unless they have built up some massive stations and managed to engage everything over on Hicklum, we should be good to go. Speaking of good to go, Doomsday is still carrying on, and very soon we'll have to resettle all of our population onto our various colonies. Alright, everything is going fine. We will now attack from 2 directions, like the Soviets and the Germans, except this time, we are one and the same. Alright, wonderful. These guys, to confirm, are still inferior, so we can declare war on them as well.
War protocols initiated.
Meanwhile, we're just building up resources from all our purges. So now let's jump in and merge up. Transfer all these ships, and extras will get an extra admiral. I'll just make him a newbie. That's fine. Let's make everyone follow this fleet. Merge up the transporters. And we're good to go. Let's not go straight for the starbase because that may be a trap. Alright. Yeah, it looks like we were able to engage their fleet as we jumped in, and it seems to be their main fleet. So now these guys are defenseless. Perfect. Absolute and utter victory. This is a cakewalk, really. This build, even against Grand Admiral AI, is incredible. The only way you could potentially beat this build is if you start in a Federation. Federation starts are still utterly broken, and having 3 empires to deal with at the same time really does neuter the power of a powerful rush. Because with this empire, you can take on any empire, but taking on 3 empires at once is a little bit more difficult. So for now, let's take a look at other planets. Make sure we have a population that is actually useful. And by useful, I mean no hunter-seeker drones. If you're running hunter-seeker drones on your early colonies, you're doing something terribly wrong. Let's resettle 2 pops onto each planet, just so that we can get some production going. Perfect. Now I guess we can stay as a death stack and take out everything else. We're also going to be able to claim this dig site. Let's see what these guys had. On the shoulders of giants. Yeah, looks like we're going to be able to take the giants as well. Wait. He says as he proceeds to use farm as DE. What is that? Oh, I'm small brain. Let's demolish this and let's build up other ships. Alright. For now, I guess he can be a maintenance drone. Elodion is the build that overpowered then, or a good commander, or both. Personally, I don't do rush builds. I generally, well, if you have seen any of my videos, I generally build up for quite some time before doing any sort of warfare. So, yeah, this is relatively new to me. I've in my past games done only one other rush build, and that is the build where you just have a single planet and you abduct all the pops onto it. That's literally the only other time I've done rush builds. So with my non-existent skill at this, I was able to conquer 2 empires very easily. So this is a very powerful start. Very powerful.
Planetary pacification protocols.
1 second, looks like there might be some issues going on with the stream. Let me correct that real quick. Okay, looks like the issues have been resolved. And now we can carry on. Alright, now we have taken over Yundruk. And we have another little bag of batteries over on this planet. Nice. So now that we have taken over pretty much the entirety of their space, now we can claim their other planets and wait a little bit. Now on the other side of this empire, now one side of this empire is complete dominance, the other side of this empire is that the end times are still approaching. Perpetual gloom pervades the surface of Unit 001 as the planet slowly rips itself apart. With each passing day, the earthquakes increase in magnitude and the ash clouds grow denser. Pyroclastic flows and rivers of molten lava have claimed several drone hubs in the worst affected regions. Seemingly endless caravans of drones are slowly making their way through the constant ash storms to reach for more remote areas with relative safety can be found. Yeah, we cannot operate on this planet much longer, and this is the second to last stage of the planet before it actually blows up. We are actually suffering quite significantly from low stability, and yeah. On the other hand, we are getting quite a bit from jobs. Soon we're going to have to resettle all of our pops and just let this planet go. It has served us well and has given us plenty of bonuses. However, if you love something, you have to let it go, and we're going to have to let Unit 101 eventually disappear.
Technological acquisition successful.
However, we are still going to farm it as much as possible because these bonuses are quite insane. Now, we do have a habitability malice on this planet, but since we're robots, we get 200% habitability everywhere, so that really, really does not matter. At this point, we can probably start building up this space, and this is all going to be good. Now, even though we did get this amazing start here, we're not really going to be able to use it because we have all of this space right here. Oh god, look at this penalty for technology cost, plus 87%. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about that real soon. We're also going to want to do something about these two systems, and that's going to be really easy to do once our fleet opens up and can go and destroy other Xenos. We've destroyed 2 Xenos already, and the third one is yet to come. Yeah, Commander Umar, you only lose a single planet. Like, realistically, this is a very powerful start. Because with the bonuses you get in the first 30 years, you can really rush. And considering how the bonuses that you get are specifically for alloys, minerals, and energy, this is meant to be a rush start for aggressive empires. You cannot really make use of all of the bonuses if you're just playing with the Researcher Empire, because you're going to be losing habitability, stability, and stuff like that. Instead, you pretty much have to do this with the Machine Empire that can make use of all the bonuses very nicely. Solitary Sapphire, in your nutshell, in your Stellaris in a Nutshell series, do you plan on looking at current version fleet design? It will be done, except it won't be in the Stellaris in a Nutshell video series. It will be done in a separate video. I'll be releasing a separate guide on fleet design, and honestly, I'll probably release it in the next 4 days or so, because I'll have to reference it in another Stellaris in a Nutshell video, which is going to be about war.
Acquisition successful.
Alright, now the planet will finally fall, and actually we can probably make use of all of this debris. Let's build a couple science ships, and actually do some debris research. I've severely neglected doing that.
Ground invasion units have achieved all objectives.
There we go.
Construction
Planets pacified, and enemies destroyed. Even then, even with all this sprawl, we do have just 1, 2, 3 choke points to deal with, because this is all a dead end. So, yeah, this is pretty much as good as it gets in terms of starts. I could not have asked for a better play. For now though, we have to manage a little bit. We're gonna have to make sure there are some drones on every planet, and to do that, we're just gonna resettle pops from our capital planet, which is gonna blow up in about 20 years or so. Let's do that. Let's restrict all the hunter-seeker drone jobs on all the colonies, because you really, really don't need these jobs early on. Alright. We are pretty much good to go. The only thing is that we still have 19 pops on our capital planet, which we should be able to resettle relatively quickly. We do have 11k energy credits after all, from all the time we spent producing more and more energy. We can actually invest in a drone campaign and a couple overloads. Let's do that. And now all is good. We will now take our fleets and send them to kill some Xenos. Other than that, we've pretty much won this. There's no way we can fail a run like this, and for all intents and purposes, we have succeeded in the main challenge of this whole thing, which is to rush down a couple empires early on and take their planets for ourselves. And so even though we will lose a single planet, in year 2223 we now have 9 more to replace it. Incredible. Truly incredible. We're also going to have plenty of technology because these guys were more advanced than me in tech, since they actually focused on tech instead of focusing on fleets. We also have the Shoulders of Giants thingy, and the Shoulders of Giants modifier in this empire, and in fact I believe we can still excavate this site. Let's try that. Yep, looks like everything is good, and we could eventually get the bonuses from a Shoulders of Giants with this machine empire. It's incredible. Truly, truly incredible.
Ship fragments dissected.
Yep, now we get plenty of technology, and soon we'll be able to clear all our sublight probes, completing that event chain as well. Alright, there we go. We have discovered all our probes. And yeah. Perfect. We also have plenty of allos and plenty of planets to colonize, even though I did reduce the rate of planets spawning by a little bit in this run. I believe I'm on 0.75 habitability spawn. So we're going to be able to take all these planets and go into micro hell, because managing all of these things is going to be a pain. Let's continue surveying some of our systems, which we still have not surveyed, and let's build up more stuff. We have so many resources that expanding and claiming stuff early on is not a problem whatsoever. Now, by the way, if you want to see pop traits are right here. Machine, superconductive, emotion emulators, mass-produced, purposed hardware, high bandwidth. And as you can see here, we have completely ignored our admin cap when doing this whole thing. We are behind on technology somewhat because of that, but we are far, far ahead in terms of population and growing our planets. We also have more colony ships ready to go, so we can do that. No problem. Damn, seems like we got we got plenty of archaeology sites as well. Local Wolfie, yeah, you can dig up the dig sites, and once this dig site is complete, we'll be able to advance to the next one. Because with these dig sites, you actually get plenty. So optimally, with this route, you would just rush down the nearest empire with this particular origin, because that way you're going to get plenty of bonuses, plenty of techs, and plenty of good stuff. Also, since we are determined exterminators, we have a very cheap rate when it comes to building outposts. So we'll be able to fill in all of these holes and not suffer at all. We're going to make the borders perfect, and actually we should probably fortify the borders as well. I suppose this planet is not actually a holy planet, which is good because it means that we're going to be able to colonize it without any issue. Alright, yeah, as you can see here, things are going fine. This dig site is getting dug up as it should be. So there's no problem with that. Dreadlord Mike, apparently this does have events. Let's send in a science ship to research it. Oh no, Xenos. Xenos? Where? Alright, for now I suppose we can just build up some hangar bays and fortify our stations. We don't really have too many stations to fortify, so this is going to be really easy. Once we fortify Pole Tier, we're going to be pretty much safe in our little cluster of space, and if someone decides to attack us, we still have plenty of fleet power.
Construction complete.
I plan to station all that fleet power over here, or potentially a bit further into our space. Let's set this as home base and station everything over there. Okay, as you can see here, we are researching this anomaly because apparently this world is suspiciously picturesque, and I'm willing to bet there's going to be an archaeology dig site associated with it, and probably something associated with colonizing it, so let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, there's Xenos over here.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated. System survey complete.
By the way, if you're expanding with machines and you have too many colonies, don't think about machine assembly plants too much, and you'll be good. Early on, if you focus too much on just pure assembly, you're going to be losing way too many resources. In before Winkwort is a fake planet, like what happened in the last stream. Hopefully it's not. Alright, some form of aesthetic design has been employed over most of the surface landscape of Wankward Artem. Our scientists suspect that even the remaining untouched areas are merely crafted wilderness. Okay, whatever. Towards the conclusion of our research, we stumbled upon a beacon as the sole example of technology on this world. When activated, it uploaded a catalog of every plant and animal species found in Wankward Artem, as well as a reference pointer to nearby Reltrait. No clue has been left over the identity of the planet's designers. Do we have a dig site? No, we actually have a a regular research event chain.
Acquisition successful.
Nice.
Construction.
Also looks like there's a big megacorp here, and they're only equivalent. We could potentially go and rush them down, but at this point, you know how it's gonna go. Plus, managing all these planets and all of these planets might prove too much for my patience and micromanagement skills.
Technological acquisition successful. Special project complete.
Oh, mountains and rivers of Rel trait. So now we get a Zen world on Rel trait, which gives us plus happiness and minus upkeep from jobs. Oh, that's useful. We can't. Oh, I suppose we can terraform this planet, and then probably get more events from this. But we can't really do anything about it because we are machines, and terraforming this planet would not really be worthwhile. Oh wow, rivalry. Unfortunately, we cannot do a rivalry with these guys, so we'll just insult them. How about that? Yeah, more batteries found.
System survey complete.
Finally, the dying gasp of Unit 001. Conditions on Unit 001 are rapidly becoming unbearable. Most of the remaining drones are clustered around the few surviving centers of infrastructure that are now serve as massive, fortified storm shelters against the unrelenting ash. But even those last few bastions of our civilization on the planet will not survive for long. The devastating earthquakes continue while hundreds of active volcanoes are spewing sulfur and lava. With the planet's crust disintegrating, more valuable resources have been ejected from the mantle to the surface, where they can be worked by whatever functional industry still remains. The end is nigh. And we're now getting plus 120% from everything, and our habitability is actually fine. Yep, all is good. Alright, meanwhile, we just got some technologies from the Shoulders of Giants event chain. Let's see, are we gonna get more? Are we gonna get more? Oh, interesting. So apparently this thing isn't spawning. So I suppose you cannot completely steal the Shoulders of Giants event chain from Shar. You can only steal a single archaeology site, and that is actually fair. Yeah. So apparently this planet that we just colonized gets extra happiness. So now we have happy toasters. How wonderful.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Alright, we still have way too many pops on this planet, and I'll have to resettle all of them out by year 2235. Oh, keep off our grass. So this is the Wankwort event chain, which we can discover right now. Apparently there's a keeper here even. Visiting entity, welcome to Wankwort. Whether this visit is the first or your 100th, we are glad to facilitate your appreciation of the gardens. On behalf of the Audron caretakers and in accordance with Directive WAP 715, I ask that you refrain from harsh intrusion upon the biota of planetary designate Wankwort Artem. Failure to comply with our guidelines will diminish the survival odds of all concerned. Who the hell are you? He is the custodian of this thing, and he just has to protect. Whatever. We'll develop this colony as we see fit. Courtesy protocols disengaged, eh? Ooh, so we can either attack this guy, or we can accept his directives. So we're going to be able to get a modifier on this, or we could potentially just attack him. Well, since this is a fellow machine, we will accept. And damn, That is pretty extreme. Unity from jobs plus 40%, artisan output plus 20%, and minus minerals and energy production. Now, since we're playing as a machine empire, this really doesn't do too much for us. In fact, this really harms us most than anything else, and that kind of sucks, but I suppose it's still pretty cool, and if I was an organic empire, I would certainly like that modifier.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
Alright, looks like we have a building slots popping up all over the place, and I think it's time to start managing our admin cap. So we're going to want to build plenty of energy districts, so that my pops can actually produce all the energy required to maintain our admin cap. Wonderful. So yeah, I think all is going to be well. Commander Umar, terraform it into machine world just for revenge. Yes. For now we can start resettling more of our population off Unit 001, although I still want to keep some pops on there just to see what happens to them. Now, of course, there's a 99.99% chance that they just all die, but one can hope. Alright, let's just leave a couple toasters on this planet. Ooh, more Xenos. Even more Xenos. Nasty. Alright, let's see here. So these guys are in a federation, and they're actually superior, and they're actually close by. Spoopy. Let's move over to Rugat, make sure it's fortified, and we should be good. It doesn't look like we just completely collapsed our alloy economy, which means that we're gonna have to get that going on our other planets. That's gonna be relatively easy though. So use up some of these building slots and we'll be fine. We'll be mostly fine, as long as we don't run out of energy credits and alloys. Fortunately, we have plenty of strategic resources that we can just sell off.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Yeah, I know I'm fat fingering this and accidentally buying stuff. We also are gonna want to demolish some of these things because they don't serve us any purpose. Alright, hangar base established. And we're relatively good to go. Very soon we'll get Starhold technology, and we'll be able to upgrade stuff relatively easily. What's happening to alloy? Well, it's all the jobs and the ships consuming alloy. We're gonna need to boost our alloy production by quite a bit.
Construction complete.
Alright, uplinks nodes are getting constructed, and we should probably prioritize energy jobs above all else. Do. This is how you fix economy. You just click to prioritize jobs and restrict other jobs. It's relatively easy. Alright, and now after this, we are at a -9 energy instead of being at -109.
Technological acquisition successful.
By the way, that tech was clearly granted to us by the Shoulders of Giants event chain. The Shoulders of Giants event chain will grant you a bit of extra technology, and you'll be able to research it instantly by just clicking at it. Wow, consumer goods. At this point, it might be worthwhile to restore a consumer goods building. Just, yeah, civilian industries building, just so we can actually get some consumer goods production going and sell all of our consumer goods. So we're actually going to demolish this and everything else, I suppose, until we can repair the civilian industries. That way we can sell all of the surplus.
Planetary surface settlement established. Construction complete.
Okay. Game, please. Don't doom me like this. Let's sell volatile motes. Let's sell crystals. And let's buy alloys. Sell minerals, buy alloys. And once our alloy plants are up and running, we should be good to go.
Technological acquisition.
We should be good to go. If things get dire, we might want to restrict our replicator jobs, and that would really kickstart our economy. However, I really would rather not do that. Oh, God. One thing you never want to do is have this many amenities. Alright, looks like things are actually looking up. And soon we will take care of all our deficits.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Alright. Sin Empire. Good slavers. Slavers, by the way, in this update are quite powerful. So if you get a chance, do play around with some slavers.
Technological acquisition successful.
Plasma, replicator, yeah, replicator jobs consume quite a bit of alloys, and if you don't have enough alloy plants, it will be painful.
Acquisition successful.
Now, one thing we might have potentially done wrong with this strat is by resettling pops from Doomsday before year 2235, which is the earliest date at which it can blow up. And actually, we can probably resettle pops even when the thing blows up, because I'm willing to bet that there's going to be some event that allows us to actually resettle pops before clicking yes. We also got to make sure we keep our economy up, and now we're in the positives for virtually everything. Wonderful. Now let's check out this consumer goods thingy. Now that we've got some consumer goods production, we should be able to sell off all this stuff. Yep. And gain a little bit of energy credits. Now we will promptly demolish this consumer goods building, because as machines, we don't need television sets. There we go. Now we're starting to discover everyone else, and I'm actually fine with that. They can't really do anything to us. Oh god, we got farmers somewhere in this empire. Why would we do that? Let's get rid of all the farmers. Farmers must go. Okay, perfect. Alrighty, there we go. Pretty much everything has been taken care of. Let's actually invade these primitives before they blow themselves up, because we do want some extra batteries in our empire. Wow, everyone's making commercial pacts, except for us.
Complete.
The only commercial pact we would take part of in is a slave trade of some sort.
Construction complete.
Or to us, it would be a battery trade. Wow, we are still not taking care of our empire sprawl. That's interesting.
Planetary pacification protocols.
Okay, the
Initiate.
batteries are being invaded
Units have
and have been brought in to this empire. Now we get a little bit extra entry credit production, and that should help us out with our alloy situation. God, we still need more alloys. Looks like it's a much better idea to actually keep everything on your capital system, because you still get the plus 120% to everything bonus. So if you're playing this run as well, do keep that in mind, and make sure you don't just resell your population too early. However, soon enough, the planet will blow up, so it doesn't really matter too much for us. It's not going to be worth it to resettle pops back to air for a couple of years, and then resettle pops back.
Technological acquisition successful.
I like how we're at year 2237 and we're still only at 85 tech. I think it might be worth it at this point to replace some of these uplink node buildings with alloy foundries, because honestly, we're really desperate for alloys at this point. Really desperate. Oh no, low stability. Oh, there we go. The event that we've been waiting for this whole time. The final moments. It will not be long now. Unit 001 is beginning to experience the final cataclysmic convulsions that result in utter destruction. Our science units predict that the end will come in yet less than a year. Very little time remains for the poor drones still trapped on the planet's surface. So the game does give you a warning so that you can resettle your population. However, yeah, we were settled 10 years too early. I want to see what happens and when this happens. So we're just going to stay in the system and try to microeconomy from here. Manacrex, what happens if you fully abandon the colony now? Let's check that. There might be some special event that happens. Who knows? End of Unit 001 is what happens if you don't abandon the planet. Unit 001 has been finally exploded, putting the fomented planet out of the misery. Only fragments of our former house world remain as cold and lifeless monuments of our past. Unfortunately, not all of our drones were evacuated from the surface before the planet was destroyed. Their destruction is a regrettable loss. Still, now is the time to look forward to the future. New drones must be produced to replace the ones that were lost. There we go. This is what happens when you don't abandon your planet completely. It blows up and gives you 12 minerals. 12 minerals is really not that much. And wow.
Diplomatic alert. War protocols.
Okay, some Xenos try to break away from our empire as this happened. I don't know if this is scripted, but I will put them down immediately. Looks like it's some pops who are still not purged yet. So we can take care of that real soon. Yeah. These organics, these dim flesh bags, must burn in the holy flame. What's funny is that our economy is actually better now, which is unexplainable.
Diplomatic alert. Military confrontation.
We have done this, and we are going to invade them. They've embarked all their armies, and now they're over. Now, one thing I do want to check out is what happens if we do abandon our colony entirely. So let's reload the save back to year 39. And resettle all of our population. Boop, boop, boop. Alright, now when the planet blows up, there will be no one left on it. Let's check it out. The end of Unit 001. Unit 001 has exploded, blah blah blah. As sad as it was to witness its end, we can rest easy in the knowledge that the entire planet was successfully evacuated, a monumental achievement in itself. It is now a time to rebuild on which what was lost. If adversity brings strength, then surely they're stronger for the trials we have endured. Okay, so it's basically the same thing except we don't lose any population. Man, I wish you could do something with this planet afterwards. 12 minerals is really meh. Although the bonuses that it has given us have propelled us to become one of the strongest empires in the entire galaxy. Well, if by one of the strongest you mean top 10. This is Grand Admiral difficulty after all, and everyone else is boosted by a whole 100% in every category. But anyways, I believe this about concludes it for the Doomsday start. You can see here that it would be relatively easy to continue to develop our economy with all these planets we have to conquer all our other neighbors and continue on our way. We're in a very, very good spot with only 3 choke points to take care of. Actually, we might only have 2 choke points actually, because this and this are choke points, while this thing does not seem to lead anywhere, which means that with all this territory, we only have 2 choke points. Perfect start. Many planets, some of which are not even colonized. Yeah, if you guys want to continue the save from where I left off, I'll be leaving it in the Patreon Saloon on Discord. To access the Saloon, you of course have to be a Patreon. But anyways, this will conclude it for today. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. And the next stream will be a weekend multiplayer game. Now, I'm not sure whether that weekend multiplayer game will be tomorrow's game or the game next week, but there will be a multiplayer game streamed soon. The intense streaming schedule will be reduced down to 2 streams a week. One stream will be a regular game where I explore some origin or some interesting mechanic, and another stream is going to be a multiplayer game. If you're interested in multiplayer games, please join my Discord, link in the description. But anyways, thank you ever for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.